Hello, my peeps. Oh, I see the sun is shining on me. The sun is bright and shining on me today. That's awesome. I forgot to grab something. I'm back. Woohoo! Okay, I'm back now. There we go. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to turn that off. Um, welcome to Tuesdays with Tracey. I am running a little behind today because the fridge decided I wanted to be a brat. So I don't have my papers in order, so I'm just gonna have to do this as we go. But I'm also just trying to let, oh, look at that. Chat has caught up very quickly. And I just put all my little things in the right order so I can see what I'm doing. That one, perfect. Okay, let me just, overhead camera. It's shining, it's the reflection. This is the problem with, where'd it go? This is the problem with every time I've picked. It doesn't seem to matter when I pick a time. The sun is either shining in my eyes or shining on the camera, or it's not bright enough. Or so I decided, you know what, afternoons work better. I'm going to go to afternoons, and I'm just going to figure out how to adjust. And the thing is, as the seasons change, that changes too, whether it works or not. So it's just craziness. Okay, I am going to, with my, get all my papers in order here so I can show you stuff. I have 4 hours worth of stuff that I want to do in an hour today. So let's get to it and see if I could get through all of it without rushing too much. The good thing is I have 2 samples of cards to show you for our one sheet wonder, which is like the main event of today. I'm sorry, did I say hi? It's Tracey, Stampin' Demonstrator, friendly neighborhood paper pusher. Happy to have you here with me on our new time. Just a minute, my thing moved. Now I can't actually see anything. I wonder why that happened. There we go. Yeah, lots to go on. So the one sheet wonder is good, and we will get to that. But there's just so much stuff in the meantime that is happening, and some of it is happening over the next few weeks. So I'm just going to give you a heads up today on some of the stuff. The most important, as far as timing goes, is celebration ends on Friday, the 28th. You have till 11:59. That last day, that last few hours, it's going to be busy. I suggest not waiting. I just figured out how I can do this with my papers. There we go. Okay, so this was the original book that came out, that it's full of all sorts of goodies. Then there was the second release, and I meant to look just before I went. I looked yesterday, and I meant to do it today, and I forgot because I was running behind. But the Alphabet a la Mode dies are out of stock. These guys were out of stock, but came back, I think. I think that might be the only one that's out of stock right now. So this was all of these were like the second things that they added on to Celebration. So for a $75 purchase, you could pick any one of these. Some of these are new, like that's newly released. This is a current punch. This is a current punch. Like there's lots of good stuff in here. These are the sets that went with them that also went in and out of stock. But I think most of that's back now. I'm going to go quickly through Celebration because I've said so much stuff so many times. There is an awesome join offer for Celebration. Normally, the starter kit, you pay $135, no shipping, no tax, best part ever, and you get $165 worth of stuff. During Celebration, you have 2 options. First option is you still pay $135, no shipping or tax, but you also get this stamp set, and then you get to pick 2 sets of markers. There's the 4 color families. You get to pick the 2 you want. That's option 1. Great option. Option 2 seems to be the most popular one. You get an extra $41 in stuff. So instead of $165 worth of stuff, you actually get $206. $206 worth of free stuff lets you get the big cut and emboss machine, which on its own, if you buy it at the 175, I think it's 175, 177, 175, I'm going to go with, plus pay the shipping, plus pay the tax, it comes out to right around $210. But you can get it plus another $35 worth of stuff, I think it is, for $135, no shipping, no tax. Awesome deal. There's no commitments, there's no nothing. You sign up, I ask you a few questions. We decide, do you want me to send you a bunch of information? Do we not? Do you want me to show you how you get your discount? Do you want just one good time deal and that is it? Or do you want to build a business? Like there's so many options, right? 28th. Don't wait till the last minute. you do not get to pick from the celebration catalog because you get all this extra free stuff when you do this. But as soon as you do this, you're going to get an email and it's going to say, here's your demonstrator number. You can go right back in, order as a demo, get your discount, pick celebration items. It's just free stuff, free stuff and free stuff and free stuff. The other option under celebration, so for every 75 or 150, you can pick items. If you group all your orders, or you just are like me and just have one really big order, at $375, you're going to get an extra $37.50 in stamping rewards and free stuff. So at $375, you already get like $82 and some cents in stamping rewards. Add on, or no, sorry, you get $40. You add on the 37, you're up to like $82 worth of free stuff that you also get. So yeah, celebration's the time for free. Let's just go with that. The other thing that I want to mention, and Paper Pumpkin is changing. The website is moving over and they're making a couple tweaks to it. Like one of the things, I didn't put it on here because it doesn't help you on celebration, but they're getting rid of the 1 month subscription prepaid, which was a great little gift, like a little trial gift thingy. There's a couple other things I can't remember right now, but the website's going to change. A bunch of stuff's going to change. So there'll be more about Paper Pumpkin next week, and getting you all ready. Make sure you got your logins and you know where to go and stuff. Right now, though, during celebration, if you buy one of the prepaid subscriptions, the 3, 6, or 12-month one, just by buying the prepaid, you already get a deal anyways, right? Like when you buy a 12-month, you're actually paying for 11, getting the 12-month free. But because of the cost of them, they will also get you celebration stuff, right? So depending what it is, by far best deal, buy 12, right? So you're paying for 11, you're getting 12 already. You add on another $25, you get to that magic number, and you get a year's worth of Paper Pumpkin, 5, or like depending if you pick the small ones or the big ones, 5 free items, and another $82 in free spending. Like, come on, right? Celebration. Here's the other reason I think you should get your Paper Pumpkin subscription. The March kit, which is coming out, and you have till the 10th of March. Now, here's the warning I'm going to give you. On the 10th of March at midnight, they're shutting down the Stampin' Up! Like online store system to move Paper Pumpkin from a separate website over onto so it's all in one place, which is fantastic. And I've already seen a little video that shows how, and it's so easy to use. Fantastic. And then it'll be live like by the next morning. Do not wait till the last minute, because you don't want to get lost in that transition. Anytime a computer does it, no matter how smart, how planned, how prepared, whatever, there are computers and there's always something. So get in, get signed up. It's totally possible this kit sells out even before the subscription's over, because this kit is that popular. It's full of daisies and bees and watercolor images, and it looks awesome. You get 2 stamp sets. You get the regular one that comes with it, and then because March is the anniversary month, there's a second one in there. They coordinate with these dies, right? So this little beehive and this little bee are for the March kit. This was for February, which was an awesome kit, and there are refills available. And then this was just a great standalone heart that was from the January kit. So Paper Pumpkin, get your craft on, man. It is the way to go. Celebration. I already told you that. I told you that. Okay. So coming next week, there is also some new online exclusives. I have a whole cheat sheet of them, and I have a bunch of them, which, time permitting at the end, I will show you. In the meantime, though, some of the samples I'm going to show you today, I use the online exclusives for. Let's see. Events that are coming up. Let's see what's in my little pile here. So the first one, I'm going to change my piece of paper around, is our next Kit Together. Kit Togethers are so much fun, you guys. Thank you, everybody who came on Saturday. There were 6 ladies and myself, and Alex was slinging the lattes and the espressos and the cinnamon buns and whatever else at she works at the Foxhole Canteen. So everybody had a great snack or drink and made cards, and we chatted and we got to know each other, and I learned all sorts of stuff. And I just, since then, all I wanted is ice cream, which if you were there, you would know why that's in my head. It was just so nice. Lovely people, lovely conversation, making some cards. So our next one is the 29th of March. It is 10:12. It is a fun morning out. Said good snack, good conversation. The next sort of bigger event where we're making cards from scratch, although I do prep a lot, so I make them from scratch. You get to make them halfway through the process, is I'm calling it Spring Fling. And so this is sort of an open house and card making, because being a demo, remember I told you the demo deal, right? Being a demo on the 17th of March, happy St. Patrick's Day and happy birthday, Jack. I get to see the PDF of the new annual catalog. And then the following week, I get to order from it, which is a full 5 weeks earlier than customers get to order. That is one of the best perks of being a demo. So by the time the 11th of April comes around, I will have the new end colors, and I totally nerd out over new end colors. I get excited trying to guess what they are, what coordinates. Are they going to be bright? Are they going to be subtle? New in colors excite me. I just think I'm a big Stampin' nerd and I love in colors. So I have samples of all of those. We're going to make a couple make and takes using the new in colors, so you can take a few samples home. One of them is going to be magnetic bookmarks, and one of them is going to be card or note card or something like that. So you'll have a couple different things you can make. And that will all just be laid out. So at your leisure, you can kind of go look through it. The other thing we're doing is we're making cards. I have too many things in my hand. Just a minute. Okay, so this next one, we're making cards using the mixed media suite. Now, I told you when it first came out, for those who left all the stuff, because I probably said it numerous times, this was when a whole bunch of new stuff released in January, this was my absolute favorite. And there is so much stuff in the whole thing that I love, but this was my absolute favorite. A tip for you. This little thing here says, bring it biggest clear blocks. I absolutely love this. But you will notice it has some good size stamps. This is one stamp. This is one stamp. So there's actually a long skinny one, but to me, these are what I consider the biggest ones. And luckily I have two of them because there's one for each. I don't normally take these when I go to a class because most stuff fits on the smaller blocks, but I have to remember to take these or people won't be able to use these. So if you're ever like taking your stamps, even if you're just going to a crop, you're going to the lake for the weekend, you're doing whatever. If you have a stamp set that needs the really big blocks, put a note in it. And this is just a chunk of cardstock that I wrote on. Just gonna see if I can bend it enough to, there we go, that I just stuck underneath, underneath this like film, right? Yeah, 100% will forget if I do not see that bright orange note. But anyways, that's the mixed florals. So if you want, the class is almost free. It's like you get a really good deal. If you buy the bundle alone is worth $92. You pay for the $92 bundle, you get the class for free. You can also, there's other options to get just a stamp set and whatever, but trust me, it's an awesome bundle. And I don't know if you saw the other day, they're all nicely packaged up. I can't believe how neatly I packaged these little things. This little thing here, I was cutting the ladybugs out. And I put them in a silo and then I folded them because there's 3 different ladybugs. So they each have their own little compartments. They don't all get mixed together. I have pre-made all the little ladybugs because if you rush too much, it's very easy because they're such tiny dies to cut their head off. So I pre-made all the ladybugs go on all the cards. So this is what we're doing. So in addition to making some awesome cards using these, and I'll show you in the samples, part of your registration fee for the card part, you can pick to just come to the open house, or you can add on the cards, or you can add on some product, is you get 1 each of these sheets. So this is a half a package, but there's so many things in it of these pre-made, and you'll see them in the next thing I'm making too, when I show you the samples. The ephemera pack that is called Greetings. I forgot what it's called. Greetings for All, I want to say. Yep, Greetings for All. Mix and match ephemera pack. These little ephemera packs, one of my sets of cards is made using them because they're just the handiest little things. All right, I glued it shut. Okay, so everybody gets these for the sentiments. And then, and I've prepped a bunch of stuff to make it so that you can do the open house and the cards. Believe me, you'll be able to do both. Oh my goodness. This was for my color challenge and I had it in my head. This is why I picked these colors for the color challenge, because I had it in my head to make this card. So I picked them. I said, these are the colors. And then when I went and made the card, oh my goodness, do I love those colors. But that's one of the cards. This is one of the cards as well. This is made with the DSP, which you can get 6 card fronts out of 1 sheet. So the card fronts will be a variety of these, like, but basically this card. See the little ladybugs everywhere? And then this card, which is, I don't know, just stunning if you ask me. It's white on white. Ooh, so pretty. And then this one, which really showcases the gorgeous DSP. And you will notice that I think I've used, well, I used ladybugs for embellishments there. These are the embellishments that come with the kit. And these are the adorable little bees that are currently out of stock, but I have some. Oops, sorry, that's not very good, is it? So those are the 4 cards we're making. But you know how I said I absolutely love this? Okay, one of the sets of cards I'm showing you today, also with that, here is a card I made using the 2 big stamps to replicate this paper. You can make as many cards that look like this as you want because it is so easy to do. This one I colored with the watercolor markers or pencil crayons because I love them and I wanted to see what it would look like, just a little more subtle. But I did leave all the white spots in, which is like a technique. It looks so cool. Anyways, look at this. Okay, so there's some more of the ones you make with the card front. There's one I made previously. That's one that was a swap. There's another card front, and another one. Seriously, love this set. Can't stop making cards with it. And I have 6 more to show you today using the same thing. So trust me when I say it's a great bundle. So registration is open for this. I need paid registrations so I can get the stuff by noon on the 20th of March. I've already got 2 people coming, so we're looking good. This is going to be awesome. Like I said, you get to see a bunch of stuff, you get to make some cards, you get some free stuff. It's all good. I'm going to find somewhere to put all my stuff as I go. Darn it, Tamara, if you're watching, I forgot to send you this. Look at this, folks. It's the first one. It's the first poster. It's official for Christmas Extravaganza 2025. It is on the 4th of October, which if you are a faithful Stampin' Up! Follower, you will know is World Card Making Day. And Stampin' Up! Usually has a little thing, so we're going to incorporate that right into the event. This is just a save the date early bird. Registration is open. I will post the links and stuff, but this is just so you save the date. And so you know that we're going to do the World Card Making Day in it. And I'm going to give this to Tamara, which I totally forgot to do. I had that on my list for this morning. And I had one more thing too. What did I do with it? We also have our retired product sale. Just a minute. I forgot to send those out too. I was just going to say there's the 2 things I was supposed to email and I didn't. Well, I have a binder full of stuff. I can show you that it's on the 14th of June, but I don't have the poster head. I don't know what I did with the poster actually. So I will post all that afterwards and send you links and stuff. But for now, that's all the business stuff. If there's more business stuff, 18 minutes, that's not bad. There's a lot to cover. I gotta leave myself a note too on top of the pile to email those things that I was supposed to email. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot going on. If you have questions about any of that, because I did purposely go through it really quickly, because as much as like one of those things might be the key piece of information you were waiting for, not everybody cares about the business stuff. I understand that. And you guys want to see stuff. So speaking of see stuff, I was getting ready to getting my camera all set up and stuff. And I noticed that my microphone was muted. Now, I didn't intentionally mute my microphone, but one of my frustrations with computers in general is if you just open something new or you're waiting for something, the page likes to like jump and shift or scroll up on you. And I am impatient. So I'm usually clicking before I let it finish. So my guess is somewhere along the way, I just unclicked it. But as soon as I saw the microphone was off, I went back and I looked at the 2 videos I made for last week, both of which have no sound. So thank you to the 40-some views who watched 2 videos that were probably 45 minutes to an hour. I can't remember exactly how long they were each with 0 sound. But you feel free to reach out because nobody did and tell me there's no sound. I can't fix it now because the kids have been, I don't have like I don't think I have enough of the raw pieces to redo it. I might try to go back and do voiceover so it actually says what I'm doing, and because there's little tips and little things all throughout the whole thing. But yes, God bless you for watching with no sound. Okay, Mission Monday. I posted this yesterday, and part of me, I love a challenge, and I do have. And one of these times, one of our little Mission Mondays, I think, is going to be here. Make something from this scrap of paper, because I have scraps of paper all over. I see something I like, and I write it down on a scrap of paper, and I set it off to the side in this little pile. And then sometimes I go back and I'm like, what was this? Because it's rarely a whole like list of things. It's just like bits and pieces. But I do like to try to figure it out. Now this one, there was a full list of like, here, do this. And I could have put the cut measurements in because they're quite easy. Once you know what to do, they're quite easy. And I was just going to give it to you guys and say, here, make this, and I'll show you on Friday what I made. Let's see what you made. But I thought, if you're not used to one sheet wonders, that might be a little too much of a what? So I thought we're going to combine. So I posted this yesterday, and I'm going to show you my 2 things today. And then I will post on Friday again so that you have a place to post your lovely creations. But we're going to make some cards. So hopefully you printed this off. If not, don't worry about it. You can watch the replay and do it afterwards. Oh, just a minute. Did I unmute my thing? I just realized, have I been doing, okay, good. All of a sudden I was like really worried that I didn't actually do what I thought I did. And now I screwed up the order of my screens. Just give me a minute. Okay, sorry, I had a momentary panic there. Okay, so if you don't have this, print one out for yourselves. It'll make it a lot easier. If you did, if you did do everything and get everything ready, that's awesome. I, on the other hand, just realized I grabbed the wrong color paper. Do not have exactly everything ready because I was busy doing the other stuff. I'm going to show you the walkthrough stuff, and then depending how much, I forgot the envelopes. I like to get the envelopes out. I got envelopes. I forgot layers is what I just realized. I forgot to bring the layers out. But let me see. I have 2 layers. Do I have that color layer? I think I do. They're not embossed or anything though. No, I don't. You know what I'm going to do just to, we'll figure it out as we go. Okay, so we need our 6 card bases. Okay, there's more than 6 there, but I can't pull them apart. There's a stack. So we need our card bases. And then you need, oh, good Lord, there we go. I was going to say, what did I do with them all? You need some labels. And because I haven't actually even tried these cards, I just have a whole pile of labels. I always have something like this. You can see them up here. This is what I have. I have a container of white labels. Oh, you know what? I just realized that those cards aren't white. Okay, let's move those off to the side. Let's pretend like I knew what I was doing because I grabbed the thing I'm going to use anyways. Just I don't have any nails. I can't pick them up. There we go. So I have a thing of like random colored things. Sometimes they're left over from stuff. I tend to cut a whole bunch of things. Like I don't ever just walk over and cut one label. If I'm cutting a label, I bring a bunch, put a sheet down, cut 10 at once. And then I have one for very vanilla, which has less in it, but it's a good thing I have some though, because that's what color my cards are. At least I think that's what color I want it to be. And then, so some die cuts, sentiments, whatever. And then you need some DSP. So I'm going to, I have so much stuff on my desk right now. There we go. I'm going to move a bunch of this stuff out of the way because I don't need all of it. I'm going to show you though, when we go to make the cards, how to lay them out and then how I decorated some of them. I don't know if we'll get time to decorate all of these ones. And then, I just knocked everything over. And then I'm going to show you a second set of samples where I just move some stuff around. Because sometimes you just got to work with what you're working with. It depends. And I'm going to show you the first set right off the bat. 1, so you have an idea of what we're doing. And 2, because if you haven't picked your paper and cut your paper yet, let me tell you some things I learned making the first set. Okay, let me put this off to the side. Here's the funny part. I'm just trying to put it, there it is. This is, by the way, based on some cards I saw by Sherry Roth, a lovely lady from the Edmonton area. Can't remember exactly where she's from, but I met her at the Edmonton event, so I know it's somewhere here. South side of Edmonton, I think. She also does amazing scrapbook stuff, so look up her name, Sherry with Sherry, Roth, Roth. So this I made this up afterwards. What I did was I saw her cards, because at the time, she made her cards with the bunny set, which is what I call it. And that is so totally not what it's called. It's called Storybook Moments. I don't have the bunny set. I don't have the stamp set or the dies. I do now have the paper. It was sold out. And if you want more of the paper, it's sold out a second time. And I have a wait list going. So as soon as it comes back in, I'm instantly ordering paper because I have 2 other people already that are just like, the second you see it, order it. But I do have it because it has die cuts and sheets. So I'm going to attempt to use it today, even though I don't have the stamp set, but I think it'll work. But anyways, when I saw it, this is what I did, right? I just wrote down what her things looked like. And this is my little code, right? This little flower just means a die cut of something. These leaves just mean a tall die cut of something. There's little labels with little writing on them, and there's little pieces, and I wrote some stuff down, and I kind of wrote this. I started writing afterwards. I thought I had screwed up the paper, but I didn't. So that's me fixing it. And then I made some alternates. So then I have an alternate thing that tells me what I did so I can tell you. So I'm not working off anything very fancy. Let's just put it that way. But I will walk you through it. And then this you already have. And I will post the how you cut your paper afterwards and the little like alternates with the pictures. That probably won't all happen until tomorrow, but it will happen eventually. Okay, so first, let's go with the cards I made. And nope, this is not the sneak peeks yet. There's one sneak peek in here, see if you can notice it. All my cards have envelopes behind them. These ones are completely finished because you'll notice I have stamped the envelopes. I have stamped the inside. The other set, I didn't get to the envelopes and insides yet, but these ones I have. So there's one card. And this one, gotta get the right angle, is embossed, has an embossed layer on it. So I said 2 embossed layers. This is one of the embossed layers. This is that same mixed media set that I love so much. And just random labels that I don't even know. The mixed media flowers, florals, doesn't have words with it. It just has the images. So I just picked images from all over the place. This is from the One More Year thing, and I absolutely love this happy birthday. This is from, just when I gotta put these down. I'm going to show you this because these are 2 of the best sets. One More Year. This is One More Year. And I created stamping sacrilege for some. Absolutely love this happy birthday font. Now it had the words "now back to me" underneath. And I can assure you I will never send a card that says "now back to me." It works for some people if that's that person's sense of humor, but I grew up with a "now back to me" person, and no. So I actually cut it off on the bottom of my stamp. So my stamp just says "happy birthday," and I use it all the time. It was not easy to cut off, I will tell you that, but I did. Sometimes you can just cut like pieces and then you can use them as 2 pieces or join them back together if you need. This one, because of the way it was like this, it wasn't possible, but nonetheless, I'm just saying, do what you want. If you don't like it, cut it off. So this stamp is so cute. Look at this little pug. But there's some really cute sentiments in here. And then this one, Best Wishes, came from With You in Mind, which is a standalone stamp set. It's 26, 28 bucks. And look at the 4 big sentiments that you get, and then little things for stamping envelopes and around, and like backgrounds. And this is an amazing stamp set with you in mind. So I recommend both of those highly. I just decided, sorry to keep showing you the back of my head. But my things are alphabetical, so I have to put it back in alphabetical order. But there's literally no more room on my desk. I set one more thing on my desk. The landslide is going to be unbelievable. There we go. So even if you have a different shaped label, happy birthday, I could still make it work. So my head's in the way of that one, but you get the idea. Love how these cards turned out. This one here. Another happy birthday. I needed a birthday card, so you'll notice most of them say happy birthday on them. So these are my cards that I made. And I love how they turned out. So a couple things though. The way the cuts go, when you get to this last card, you have these 2 pieces. And in theory, I should have had these 2 pieces of paper is what's left. Like 2 from the same sheet is what it ends up being left. And you're supposed to flip one over. That didn't work for me. This paper would look great if I used the backside of all the other ones, but I was going for the black and white background theme. So this didn't work. So I ended up just cutting another one of these off the rest because this is a 12 by 12 piece. So definitely make sure that the cards you want to make, you like both sides of the paper, or just be prepared to, make a few adjustments. I love how it turned out. Like I said, I have 12 by 12 sheets of this. I had lots left over. You notice these lovely embellishments. You'll see them on a bunch. That's these ones. So it comes with white, black, pecan pie, and basic beige. But if you want, you could make them daffodil, and you could make daffodil delight and calypso coral, because they are matte finish and they are beautiful to color with your blends. The same blends I used to color all the flowers, I just colored the embellishments. I colored the white ones to just match. The other thing is, on your list, I said to make all white die cuts to put behind, right? And for different things. So this white cut, and you wouldn't think so because it's kind of like white on white on white, but it does work to just have a little bit. And it's just to make this stand out against the pattern, right? But when I made some of the other ones, the white just did not help the scenario any. So a couple of them I ended up switching out to black. So you might have to do that. And it really just depends on the paper. If this wasn't such big print and it wasn't white, this flower would have probably worked to have like white and then this flower over top of it. It didn't in that scenario. This one I was a little unsure of at first, I will be honest. But as soon as, because it was just laying on the card, but as soon as I put this on dimensionals and it got a little bit of separation from the paper, then I liked it better. So just, there's a couple things. Direction doesn't really matter. It only matters on this one card, right? Like when you cut it, if you cut with the direction going up, which is what I'll show you, when you get to this one card, sorry, I keep pulling my arms down. Let me just move closer to the table so I stop doing that. This card, you flip it sideways. So in theory, this paper should actually go this way because the flowers are growing up, but you don't really notice it. So depending on your pattern, one card, it will matter. But for the rest of them, all of the cuts you make, you just point the direction. Like, I mean, here's a piece of paper, point your direction up and it works. Right? Okay. So this is card number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm keeping them in order because when I give you I'll write these sketches out so they're readable. I'll make a little sheet for you tonight, post it tomorrow. But when I show you the alternate, the other samples I've already made, some of them, like this card, I changed a little bit. So I stole from card number 2 and I did something to card number 1, and it was all easy. It was just, I just did a little bit of trimming around with the paper to get a whole different set of cards. So, or not a whole different, but a similar, kind of a different set of cards. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to cut the paper and how to sort of lay it out and get the gist of things going. So because I like a challenge, I haven't even looked at this paper. I opened it up, I put it in my little sleeve that I use, because I find if I open the package and I don't put it in something else, I can never get it back in the cellophane, and then I start getting pieces everywhere. This paper is flipping adorable, I will tell you though. Look at the little critters. And they're not, these are actually squirrels from the looks of it. Yeah, they're not all bunnies, even though I call it the bunny paper and the bunny suite. And then there's just a nice pattern there. See, this actually, you would know if I had already looked at this paper. I'm going to take it out of the sleeve. I have to look at it all now because I don't actually know what ones I'm using. So normally when I get a new pack of paper, the other thing that I do is I take the first one I leave, the second one I turn over, because then I know what the backside looks like without constantly turning them over. But I keep them side by each. So if I need 2 of them, I know they're like right next to each other. Oh my good Lord. Look at it. It's just strawberries. Absolutely love it. I also love the blue color. So there we got some strawberries. And on the back side of the strawberries, bunnies. See, there's actually bunnies. And I do know, although I don't know exactly which ones, Stampin' Up! Always makes it that if you get the set of dies, some of the dies will cut out at least some of the images on the DSP. And my guess would be it would be this sheet. There would be some cut out. Ooh, vegetables. I'm totally obsessed with growing vegetables right now and having a garden and a herb garden and everything this year. So loving the vegetables. Look at that. It's fantastic. And on the back side of the vegetables, ooh, houses. I've seen a lot of cards made with these little houses. And then, so that's what I'm going to take my 2 6-inch pieces from. Actually, you know what? Oh, I just had I might not. Okay, so these 2 make card fronts. So you can see there's different sizes. These would be 3 by 4. I'm going to guess this is I want to go with 5.5 by 2. So these ones would be like top to bottom across your card. These would look to be 3 by 4s. These ones are, this one's big enough. This looks like it would fit on a 4 by 6, like a Memories and More card. So you'd have to trim it a bit for a regular card base. And then on the back side of that, ooh, that's pretty cool. So the dies for this also come with some really pretty, like filigree, I think is the right word, like some fancy frames. And so when you cut the die out, you get the outside of the frame and then a solid piece on the inside. So that is what this thing is replicating. The one oval frame looks very much like that, only it's like, you know, that big. Oh, look, more gardening. Oh, I'm loving the gardening stuff. And actually the suite, so there's a stamp set with bunnies and bunny dies, but there's also a stamp set with garden and gardening supplies, a stamp set and dies. So it's all part of one big suite. Oh my goodness, I love the gardening stuff. I'm going to be making lots of thank you cards for all the people who helped me with my gardening. And then there's another background one. So I haven't. Yeah, I can't decide on this one what I want. So I think I just had a different idea for what I might do instead. And it'll be faster than me trying to figure out which one of those is going to work for and save the ones I want that I already know I already have another project for. So then this is the last sheet that comes with this paper though, just so you know. And I am going to use these. So these are the die cuts that come with it. And there's two sheets, they're both the same, with all of these little dudes on them. And that's why when I gave you the list and I said you need, like, some of them were like the smaller, rounder die cuts, those ones, and some of them were the taller ones. And that I don't even know which ones she used on her cards. I could just tell some of them were taller and some of them were shorter. So I'm going to keep this out just for the die cuts. But I just had a genius idea for. I was going to get around to picking out the papers and figuring it out ahead of time. I just didn't. So let me put my paper down. And walk over here to where my other paper is. What I just realized is going to work actually beautifully is Timeless Plaid. Is that the right name? Woohoo, 2 points for me. Timeless Plaid. Because, so I'm going to go back to white. This is what happens. This is how I craft. This is like totally above board honest how I craft. I start to do one thing and then I decide I'm going to do something else, but then I go with this. Ooh, but then what if and this is where we end up. So I am going to switch back to white card bases instead of the very vanilla ones, which I'm just going to find somewhere to put before they fall everywhere. I usually have a ton of white bases cut. And of course, I do not today because I need them. Let me see. Okay, so anyways, here we go. I'm just going to show you how to do the paper and how to lay it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lay them out on the envelopes because it's still going to give you the same idea, because if I'm going to show you some of this other stuff, I'm not going to have time for decorating everything. Just a minute. I'm also going to grab just 2 different ones for contrast's sake. I'm going to grab 2 different colored backgrounds. Okay, so with this paper, it's just so cute. These are nice muted colors. And I think either the blue or one of the greens is going to work perfectly with this paper. And this way, you see when I turn the sides over, they're all going to coordinate. It's all going to work. And I'm not going to have to worry about direction or anything. And actually, you know what? Because I live on the edge. I live to just try things and see what happens. There's sort of 2 different size plaids in here. Or 2 different kinds, I guess. Of one of them is like a bigger pattern plaid and one is a smaller one. And then when you flip them over, there's a bigger gingham and a smaller gingham on the back. Find the one with the bigger blue gingham. Oh, look at this one. It's just awesome. You know, it's brown. So yeah, they all have gingham on the back. But this is what I was looking for right here. How's this one? It's a little more than what I wanted. So I think any of these 3 go together. And these ones go together. The question is, can I do like this and still? Well, we're about to find out, because if I'm wrong, then we're just gonna. Do I want color on color? Oh, green. No, I want some of the blue in there. Or do I want blue on blue? Nope, I don't want that one. This is why it's a good idea to pick your papers ahead of time. No, but you know what? Whether I'm right or wrong, that's the ones I want. I want to go with those 2, and then we'll just see what happens. If you are short on paper, maybe, you know, actually think it out in your head once you see how the cards come out. But I'm pretty sure I can make this work. So I'm just going with it. Okay. So because this is DSP, the beauty of it is we can cut, I think, do I have 2 pieces of it? Feel like a really thick piece of paper. Oh, this feels like it. Oh, see all this stuff I'm jamming over here to the side. I'm actually piling on top of my cutter. Okay. So I'm going to show you now. It's not hard. But because it's DSP and DSP is thin enough, you can cut both sheets at once in your trimmer. So here's what we're going to do. we're going to take both sheets at the same time. That was my scoring blade. And we're going to cut them at 3 inches. Okay. Then we're going to go back. We're going to turn them sideways, 90 degrees, line it up. And we're going to cut them at 3 inches. So I now have these two 3 by 3 squares. And I have these two 3 by 3 squares. So I'm just setting them off to the side with the patterns. Then I'm going to take this other one. So I did look after I saw her cards. I didn't really look at that close at the cards, but I did go to her YouTube channel and watch her video to see how she cut the paper. And in her other one, she cut the second one into 2 3 by 3 squares, and then she cut up those squares. But I find it just as easy to do it this way. So I want 3 1-inch strips, right? So if I had taken a 3-inch square and cut it into 3 1-inch strips so that they're 1 inch by 3 inches, this is what I would have, right? So you can either, if it's easier to manage, cut it into a 3-inch square first, and then cut it into 3 1-inch strips, right? Put those off to the side here. And then take what's left, your other 3 by 3 square, and cut it at 1.5, which is basically cutting it in half. And you end up with 2 that are 1.5 by 3. And we put those off to the side. And our paper is cut. I just need to find somewhere to put that. There we go. Okay. So I might compare them afterwards. That might help you afterwards. But for right now, I just need to find somewhere to put those. Okay, so card number 1. I'm going to move these out of the way. And I'm not going to get this right the first time, I can guarantee you, because even having made 2 full sets of these cards, I still did a little bit of flopping around afterwards. So kind of be prepared for that. I pretend these are card bases and not envelopes. And like I said, I'm putting this on. It may or maybe it works. I don't know, but I'm putting this on so it's easier for you to see. So this is a card base with a layer. Okay. Then we're going to have card number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Card number 6 is the other card with the layer. If I thought I could move my camera up and make it work, I would, but I don't think I can without totally screwing everything up. Give it a shot. I think no, you know what? As soon as I do, it's going to fall all the way to the bottom, and I'm never going to get it back to where it was. I'll just send you some really good pictures afterwards. Just go with me on this one. Okay, so, and this is how I did it when I did it the first time. Okay, so you have your 2 piles of your cards. I put the first one down, and then I put the second one down, and then I went back. You know what I am going to do, though? So I'm going to turn my head off because it's completely blocking that one card. While I go and turn that off. There we go. Okay. So this one gets 1 3 by 3 square, right? So don't overthink it. It just 1 3 by 3 square. This one gets 2 of the 1.5s and 1 of the 1 inch. Ooh, see, these are cool. I have no idea until I finish what it really is going to look like. But that gets that one. Card number 3 gets, and I'm doing this. Why? Oh, no reason. Just decided to switch to the other pattern. This one gets 1 of those, and these are flipped underneath. Ooh. See, and right now, this is not how I'm going to leave it, but this is how I'm going to put it for now, so I can see my options. And then when I go back, maybe I'll flip it to this side. I have no, ooh, actually, see if I flip to that side and then I flip this one. Ooh, that might end up that way. I like that. The other thing too is when it's just paper, sometimes it's like, whoa. But once you start throwing some labels and throwing some things on it, then you get to choose as well. Okay, card number 3. Card number 4 is also one of the bigger ones with 2 of the 1 inch strips. But these ones are the other ones are tucked in. These ones are spaced out. Right, so this is how we did that layout. Card number 3, number 4, number 5 gets a big piece and a little piece. See, and so I ended up, I'm going to shut these up for now. So I ended up, because I was just grabbing random pieces out of my hand without, putting any thought into it. I ended up with this one is the same piece. So, oh, look at that. Looks like it's cut right from there. So this one I have to flip over. Now, if this doesn't work for you, then you do some adjusting later. But for now, it works. And then your last one, you do end up with two from the same set. So you need to be able to flip them over and decide if you like that. If not, then you need to be doing some finagling. So if I don't like these, sorry, the sun is shining bright. So I don't really like this either way. Honestly, I don't, that's not the set that goes together. So I'm going to go back to here. And I can't tell you exactly use this piece, use this, because it depends what piece of paper you pick. In hindsight, plaid on plaid is going to be harder to match. But if you had picked, I'll show you another set though that is very cool. It has to do with whatever paper you pick. So once you've figured out what paper you pick, then you have to go play with it a bit. So the other two that are 1.5 are these ones. So I'm going to take these, I'm going to pick these ones up. Now, if I take this 1.5 and I flip this one over, see this one I like. I'm going to put the busier one on the bottom. This one I like. So that means I'm going to put these two over here instead. I'm going to use these two as the two that go like this. I'm going to put it this way. And then I have this 1-inch strip in the middle. So if I don't like this 1-inch strip, oh, that's the same one. If I don't like this 1-inch strip, then I can go down here. Oh, see, I like this much better. And I can take this 1-inch strip and move it up here, which I like it because that's more blue on blue. I like that. And then that means this one, instead of being the same pieces, I have this. And I like the way this looks. So there we go. I have now decided that I like these things. Those ones are the same. These ones are the different ones. No, see, I'm good with those. I'm not good with this crumb cake layer. I'll be honest with you. It was just for example, and I'm not good with it, but it shows you which ones have the layers. So now that I figured this out, now I know which ones. Oh, okay. We're definitely not going to get to the show and tell. I'll do a separate video for the show and tell. So once you figured out, okay, now I like the way my DSP lays out, then you want to take some labels. And for now, I'm just going to do this with my blank ones. So for this one, this is a bigger circle than I cut the last time. I will actually finish these, and when I post this stuff tomorrow, I'll post some more things to go with them. So this one, we're going to pick a die cut. That one looks like it might actually be too big. Like I said, I just the random things I cut. Here, just a minute. the crumb cake is throwing me off. Just got to get. Oh, I have white pieces all over the place. I just don't have a lot of them that are already. Okay, so this I'm going to put this layer down, which would eventually be. Oh, here's a sneak peek for you. I will show you one. Just a minute. Just gotta go reach it. One of the new things that is coming out on Tuesday, next Tuesday, with the online exclusives, is an embossing folder that does corrugated. I'm not sure what it is. We had one once before. Actually, do we have the embossing folder, or we just sell paper? I absolutely love this corrugated. Oh my goodness, do I love it. Okay, so this is a little sneak peek for you. So, but now at least you can see that there's some embossing there. So we'll put this one on the embossing. And then I have this one, which I have in my thing because I'm determined at some point, I'll put it over here so you can see. I'm determined at some point I'm going to use it. But because I love this plaid, which plaid on plaid on plaid might be a lot. But I made it crooked. And I can't get over the fact that of how crooked I made it. But I also can't throw it away. So I still have it. So it may or may not, or I might just make a new one. But let's just go with white because, yeah, this crumb cake is totally throwing me off. See what a difference that makes? The crumb cake was just not meant to be there. Alarm is going off for some reason. There we go. Okay, so now I've done this. So now what I know is that I put my labels down. I know that this one is going to have, and you'll have a cheat sheet. So when you go to layers out, you will have a cheat sheet. This one is going to have, this is, so I have something to put, where did I do with the block cards? There we are. This is card, well, maybe I'll do it this way because that'll make more sense then. So this is card number 1, right? So I've got this piece. I'm putting this down just so I have something to set my die cut on. And then I also need, and for now, it's just going to be a skinny thing. I just need a skinny sentiment. This one is card number 2. So I got my 2 big pieces. I've got that in the middle. I need a big a bigger or like a taller, I'm not sure if that's big enough, but we'll go with that for now. A taller die cut. Nope, that's definitely not going to be big enough. Just a minute. Because also on my desk, I have more scraps over here in the corner. Too big. Somewhere I had a tag. I think I put it back in the thing. Well, we want this to be longer and skinnier. Oh, that might work. We need it big enough that we can stamp the greeting on here, and then we're just going to put a small die cut down at the bottom. Okay, so we've got that. Card number 3, that's this one. We want the tall die cut for this one, and we just want a little shape in the bottom. So with that, we're going to put our sentiment on. So by the time we're done, but we'll start with that one for now. Here's what we're going to know. I have one from yesterday that I hit it on the edge of the ink pad that screwed up. So if I have a strip that looks like this, I know that I'm going to put a sentiment on it. If I have just something big and nothing else, I know that I'm adding a die cut, but the sentiment's going on the white piece, right? So this is what is going to help me with my die cuts. That's why this is how I did it. I guess you could do them both at the same time, but I found this easier. Now I'm going to move this row of cards up. I really do actually like these plaids. And, you know, I'm always trying to find cards that are a little more masculine for all the men in my life, which makes it sound way more exciting than it is. Just working in forestry, I just have a lot of male friends. And I have a lot of male family members. I have 2 brothers, a brother-in-law, 4 nephews, and 2 nephew-in-laws. So yeah. Okay, so then that was the tall one, the skinny one. Okay, so then card number 4 is this one, where it's the long strung out one. One in the middle that gives me something to put my die cut on, and a sentiment strip. So let's just go with this circle in the middle. That circle is too big. I don't want, well, I guess it depends. If you picked one and you're like, you know what, I don't really like it, but I'm going with it, then maybe you do want to pick a circle that is so big that it covers most of your DSP. But if you want to see the DSP, go with a smaller one. And then I need a sentiment. So I'm going to throw that little label there for my sentiment. Card number 5 is the 2 pieces, big tall die cut, little strip. So I actually have that exact strip right here. I'll put that one there. And then card number 6 is the 2 pieces. Like I said, this label is generally white. I had to change it for this one. So I need a little circle that I'm going to put a small die cut on, and I need a strip. So this is what I'm doing. I'm holding these in my hand as I'm holding all the cards, and I'm rifling through things. I don't know if this circle is big enough. For now, I'm going to put it there because it's the only one I have left. And I'm putting a skinny strip because I know that means I'm putting a skinny strip there. Okay, I have more off to the side. And by the time I'm done, who knows, I might change them. Okay, but I go back to my beginning of my pile, right? So like I said, you will have, well, only it will be readable, a sheet like this that tells you die cut, sentiment, piece, right? So now I have my cards. Now I need die cuts. What time is it? Oh, I'm determined. We're going to go a little bit over, but I'm determined to finish this, so bear with me. Because then when you go back to watch this as a replay and you actually go to make them, my 2 die cut sheets are sticking together, and I'm trying not to send die cuts flying everywhere, so that's hence the taking it slow. Okay. But yeah, when you go back to watch this, then you'll at least have, you can sort of, with the replay, you can pause as you go. And oh my God, there's so many cute ones here. Okay, look at this. I have no idea what this dude is, but I need a tall, skinny one for here. But look at him. He's all like dressed up and fancy. The red does not go with my paper, though. In my opinion, everybody, it's subjective. So, oh, see, for the guy that has the fishing birthday, look at how cute that is. Then we just put a little thing there. So we got a fishing birthday. This one, we need a little small guy. Dude on his bike. He's a little bit too big. I'll just put him on. I might come back to these. You never know. I needed a tall one for there too, don't I? Oh, see, it's funny too, because some of these, I'm looking at the die cuts as I'm going. Sorry. Some of these, definitely look like girl critters. This might be too big. You know what though? See, this is what you're going to do. I would be shocked if you got through this whole thing without rearranging at least once or twice. I'm going to put the littler guy here. I'm going to put him here. But yeah, so definitely these look like, girl critters, and then some of them definitely look like little boy critters to me. And so yeah, it's just a matter of mixing and matching and finding the ones. Look how cute some of these are. So I need another tall guy for over there. Tall guy. Not actually a guy. I think that looks like a girl. And then I need one for the middle. I need a more rounder one in this one. So I don't actually think, I'm really trying not to screw up my die cuts. I don't actually think that you have to stick to just one die cut either. I'm just, oh my goodness, I'm just picking the ones that are my favorites. I'll be honest with you. I'm sort of high grading them and picking my favorites. But see, this guy's got like his little acorn, and I'm going to put his little sentiment here. But I'm also, I think, just going to drop a couple extra little acorns because look how cute that is. What else do I need? I need a little guy for over here. And I need a little guy for over there, and then the rest are just sentiments. Okay. That's a duck. Duck's not actually working for me. So I'm just moving him off to the side too. Oh, here we go. I like the dude with the bike. Did I try the guy with the bike on this one up here? On the bigger circle, I mean. There we go. Dude with the bike. We're going to move that up a little bit. Move that down a little bit. Love it. Okay. And then this little dude that's going to go on that top one. I'll show you them in a minute. So he's not as tall. So let me slide everything back down again. He's not as tall as normally, I think I would normally put him, but he's catching butterflies. And there's extra butterflies. So I can add some butterflies to make him taller. Right? So even if he's not as tall, his butterflies will be. And I'll just do this to show you, even though I know it's not good because I messed it up. I'm going to put this label on it so that you can see that in person it looks very different. But so the label will show, even though it's like a lot of white at the bottom, I still like the way it looks. Just a minute, I dropped the squirrel on the floor. Oh, okay, we can't have that. Okay, so what else do I need? I need one more little guy to go beside here. Just a minute. Things are falling. By the time I'm done, when I finish this, I may have added things to it. I just have to go look at all the little bits and pieces to see if there's more. Because one of these guys where's the guy with the strawberry? This guy. I love the little dude with the strawberry. I'm going to put him on this side instead of the other side. And then I'm going to actually put some strawberries up at the top because look at how cute those are. Okay. So, because I'm going over by a little bit, but I'm not going to go over by too much. Just going to put those down. Okay, so I now have gone through and I have my cards, which I will assemble later and like I said, take pictures. So card number 1, card number 2 just needs a sentiment in the middle of it. Well, this one normally would too. Card number 3, right? So at this stage, you want to look at your cards and decide, do you like them? I got to tell you, absolute favorite right there. I don't even know why, but the little dude off to go fishing is my favorite. And I just have to adjust where I'm going to put him. So when you go to put these together, here's another thing, because it's crafting. There's no law that says you have to do things one way or the other. And these envelopes are bigger than a card base. So yes, there seems to be a bit more space around them than there will on the actual cards. You can put these touching. You can put them separated. You can put this covering the separation. You can put this down here. You can put him here. I love dimensionals. So if I knew I could still mail a card, I would have like 4 layers of dimensional on every card. I just love dimensionals. But it's however you work it out. Right? So there's our other cards. We got this one down here. This one, everything has fallen down from where it was originally placed. So we'll readjust everything. And like I said, once they have sentiments on them, they're going to look a whole lot different. But look at how cute these little guys are. Oh, Adorable. Okay, so I'm going 6, 5, 4. This is the only way I can keep these things straight. 3, 2, 1. I will show you these cards, the final products, afterwards. I do quite like this little corrugated behind the plaid, so that may be how it ends up. Okay, so you already have the measurements to cut the like of your supply list. I will supply you with a copy you can actually read of this. Plus, you'll see pictures of all 3 sets of cards. And what I might do just to make it easier is I might say, here's card number 1 of this style, right? Here's card number 1 of this one. Gotta do this. And then here's card number 1 of the other one I made, right? And you're looking at this and you're saying, what is that woman on? But here's the thing. So what I did, and what I will show you, I will give you a second sheet that shows you this part, right? And it will show you, and right, so here's what it says. And it's all written on because I had to try a couple times, but it says trim 1 inch off of the 3x3 square and steal one of the 2-inch strips from the card number 2 next to it. So I trimmed an inch off of this, flipped it over, stole this strip from the card next door. This is how I got this layout. So each one of them, I will show you that. Okay. So this is the other card. That's another version. Card number 2. This is more, I wasn't planning on doing it this way, but I meant this is fun. Here's card number 2. Oops, card number 2, which again doesn't have, it's not finished. That's card number 2. And this is card number 2. So what I did, so I stole one of the 1-inch strips. For this one, I took like the entire 3x3 from somewhere else and like I added them all on. Oh, just a minute, I meant to show you something else. Where did I do with the first card? Where did I put the other ones? Oh, right in front of me. The heck with it. So this card was actually based on this card, which I made from a 1-sheet wonder in the fall. So I'll take pictures. There's 4 different cards that I changed up because I really liked this card. And so when I was moving papers around, and I did it, like I unintentionally started copying those cards. I had them on my desk from something else. And so I started doing it. This card, and then I left them out so I could show you something. This card is actually where I got the idea for this card. And the difference in these 2 cards is that every one of the cards that I made in this set had a layer behind it. So if you want to, just because it didn't originally call for it, you could put a layer behind each one of these, right? And it pushes everything a little bit closer together into the center, and it gives you an extra like contrast layer. And the reason on the sheet it said white layers if you have dark insides, because if you're using Cajun craze, you definitely want to put a piece of white paper on the inside so that people can write on it, right? So here's similar cards, totally different set, although the iconic imagery is all still current. So you could, I don't think any of it's sold out yet. I don't know if it's retiring. I can't remember, but you could definitely get it. So I'll take pictures of those cards as well, so you can see what the alternates look like with layers underneath. But yeah, it'll tell you how I got that one. So anyways, that was card number 2. And this is, all I did, like I said, I moved around the paper on the thing. So here's card number 3, right, with my tall in the middle. This one was one of the easiest ones, because for this one, and it was because 3 and, what number am I on? 2. No, 3 and 4 are fairly similar cards. And because this one's loose, I'll just show you. So for this one, all I did was I took the pieces that were there and I went like this. Right? So instead of lining them up, I just made them crooked. You know what? Oh no, this guy, I was going to say, well, how come this doesn't have sentiment? This is supposed to be over here. I just moved it. Right? So that's how that one could go. So that's card number 4, I think I'm on. Card number 5, because see, it's with the same strips, right? Card number 5. And this was one of the ones I stole from. So I took this 3x3 square out of the middle to use on card number 2. I cut it in half for card number 2. And I think that's where the leftover strip came from. So I kept these 2 strips and I just added one in the middle. Just a minute, I just realized there was a reason I was keeping these separate. Oops. Okay, there we go. I just have to do some adjusting. Okay, so that's that card. And then this one, actually, I think this might be where I stole the 1-inch strip from. I think I stole the 1-inch strip from here. This one is a 3x3 that I just cut in half. And I made the card, one of the other cards I showed you earlier. I love this split thing. And this one actually has the embossing folder behind it. Instead of card number 6, I moved it over to this one because card number 6 is full with the die cuts. And I'll show it on the other one. I'll show you that one. But these are basically like these pieces and then some die cuts. And I still use, same strip. And then the last one was this one. And for this one, all I did was change the direction, right? So you'll notice 2 of them became landscape. Most of my cards are portrait, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, all I did was change that. And then when I put the little die cuts on, actually, did I use? Oh no, the first card. I took the other one, the last one I showed you. The first card I showed you didn't actually have the embossing folder anymore. But fun fact for you. Let me move this out of the way so I can show you some other things here. These papers are part of the sneak peeks. And these ones don't have any embellishments or any ribbon because I haven't decided yet if I want to or if I want to try to keep them simple. But you'll notice these. So this is one side and the other side. This one, those are 2 sides. These are textured papers. Textured. I forgot what it's called. Just a minute. I gotta walk over. This is one of the sneak peeks from next week, and it's part of a mega suite. There's 2 packs of paper. It's got the most amazing dies, but it is all this textured paper. And I when I was using it, and I was like, oh, I gotta remember to tell people this. This one's called woven textures. The suite itself is called textured something. Most sheets of DSP, like when they're just like a regular sheet or pack of DSP, you get 2 each of 6 images. This pack of paper, you get 3 each of 4. Okay, so you do not get the same, but the bonus is you get more of each sheet. So if you're making multiples of a card, you get, well, this one I've already pilfered through, but you get different designs. So I didn't use this one sheet. It was just too light for what I was doing. But so instead of getting 2 of it, you get, oh, sorry, I said that backwards. You get 4 sheets. No, sorry, I was right. You get 3 sheets and 4 designs. I flipped over one of the sheets and screwed myself up. But look at it. It's all just like these great textures, right? That's the back side of the other one. So this is like 1. Oops, can't turn it. 2. And then the back side of this one looks like this. Okay, so 4 different patterns, 3 sheets of each. So just keep that in mind because it is different than our DSP usually is. The other thing I wanted to point out is the ephemera packs. Now these ephemera packs came out with the spring catalog. I don't know. I know that these greetings for all, which we're using in our class, are super popular, and they were either on low inventory or out of stock last I looked. These things are awesome, but there's 3 different sets, and they go very nicely. I'll just show you into one of our clear stamp cases, and they come in a cellophane, which again, once you take it out, you can get it back in. I cut the little label off. Look at this. I'm just showing you all sorts of storage items today, apparently. I cut the label off of the cellophane and I stick it between the layers. If you take, I can't do it because I'll dump everything out. There we go. If you take it and you kind of just open your thing flat, you can get your hands in between. But then once you put it normally, it just sucks in there and then it doesn't fall out. So these are all, and these things come with 2 each of 3 different sheets of designs. I used a bunch of these, as you will notice. This one is called Spring Celebration, and that is what I used on most of these cards. I think I took some sentiments from here. This one is all tags. It's called Washes and Florals. It's all tags. And then this was the Valentine's one called Celebrate Love. It had a bunch of sentiments and different things. And I took, that's where the flowers and something else came out of. So I was kind of mixing and matching. But yeah, I keep them in these cases because the pieces start popping out the more you handle the sheets. But you'll notice that the whole thing was done with the die cuts. And yes, see, this is from the sayings pack. These little thank yous though. Oh my god, but look at how perfectly these match. Oh, I just love these alternates. That's from the thing. And this is what I was going to mention. So this is one of the textures in the paper. And this is one of our embossing folders. And they perfectly match. I've totally forgotten what this is. I just looked it up. And I've totally forgotten what this embossing folder is called. It came out in the annual catalog, though. I think it's been around for a bit, but it totally matches the pattern on this paper. So, you know. Okay. So there you go, folks. there's your 1G Wonder. And yes, I'm already 15 minutes over, so I will not do the sneak peeks of the other stuff, but I will pop up live one of these afternoons before next week, before next Tuesday when you can order. Monday is when the new kits come out. I'll have the sneak peeks because I'll go do my time travel. And so sometime between now and Sunday, I will pop up live and I will show you, I'll pull these back down. I will show you the some of the sneak peeks and tell you any like tips or tricks or things I've figured out playing with them, so that if you want to put your order in on Tuesday when everything goes live and not risk shipping delays or stocking issues, then you can let me know. All right. And yeah, all of these things written so you can read them will be posted tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful week. Until I talk to you next time. Take care. Bye.